VOD 10.
From the trick, I was a smoker at the time, and that's why I gave up smoking. Health insurance companies used to give me a physical and say it looked like you've been sucking on the exhaust pipe of a car. I couldn't get insurance. I now have health insurance for the first time in my life.
Now, is 38 your final decision?
I think the flying trick is a unique illusion because it captures that dreamlike quality. Everybody dreams of flying.
It is magical. It's like E.T., it's like Disney time.
And I think everyone expects him to stand up and fly vertically up. So when he lies on the floor and levitates just off the ground, you know, that truly is a wonderful moment.
You forget just how absolutely spectacular it is. It's scary. It's David doing what he always does. He looks at a trick and makes it the best. You know, he doesn't want to float on a sword or a broom. He says, I want to float like Superman. And he does. At one point in time, he is sealed in a box, and he still does everything he can do when he's not sealed in the box. And I mean, that's taking the piss, really, you know?
And then when the woman walks on top of the glass box, to prove that that indeed is a solid glass top, you just blow every theory away.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the great carve-up. Miss 1970. Well, this is the apparatus we use, specially designed to do the job, to amaze and to amuse.
The Zigzag Lady is undoubtedly one of the greatest tricks of all time.
It was an amazing illusion because it could be seen completely surrounded and it could be seen in extreme close-up. So one of the great modern illusions, no question.
Well, this is Carol. She's 5'7". She's not a little girl. I mean, we ask her to get right inside. Oh, better take your shoes off, but that's all. And you see, she's not a little girl.
He had an extraordinarily brilliant magical brain, and his tricks have been copied and duplicated and done by every other magician since. But his first version really is the best.
Oh. Now, this is the one that hurts me far more than it hurts you. Tell me if it comes out at the back, will you? Through. Now, I want you to push, and I am going to pull. Right, a big heave. Over there. Feel a hand, please.
What Robert Harbin does is he has a lady from New Orleans up, examining all this stuff. Is that a foot? Is that a stomach? Feel the stomach.
Now look, touch your tummy. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good girl. Satisfied?
He's getting the whole thing verified all the way through. And her face, because she's so close to it, tells you that there aren't any mirrors. It tells you that something completely extraordinary has happened.
Well, now, Carol has a nasty gap in her economy, so let's put her right. She'll need 3 dressing rooms now.
There's absolutely no way that it physically can work. It's making me quite cross thinking about it, actually.
Thank you so much. There we are.
When I first saw Lance do the Dove Act, I was absolutely amazed. And he was such a great dove worker that it was almost like a character, like a automaton performing wonderful, wonderful dove magic.
Amongst magicians, he's got it all. He's got the fingers, and he's got the timing, and he's got the looks.
He looks a bit like a sort of mutant cousin of Elvis Presley.
No, he doesn't. He's too thin. He looks more like Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most difficult aspects of the Bird Act is not actually doing the act. It's making people care about it, you know, because the magician is trying to fool, and being fooled, being deceived, is not a pleasant experience in everyday life. As a magician, we're asking people to enjoy being deceived, and that's really the hard part, is to connect with the audience and make them like it.
Lance Burton is just stuffed full of doves. I mean, it's incredible that he can do it, and he'll just bring a dove out somewhere, but it's because he is packed, stuffed full of doves. He can't move. He's got doves up here, doves down there, doves everywhere.
That in itself is a piece of magic, that their heads are all folded under them. I don't know how they do it.
There was something very, very odd about him, in actual fact, and probably quite kinky. So yeah, if I said I had to sleep with a magician, I have a horrible feeling it might be Lance Burton.
At number 3, two magicians who performed the fastest ever version of this Houdini classic. Don't blink, it takes them just under 2 seconds.
The legs on that was all I could look at, her legs.
She's shaved within an inch of her life. There's some, she goes to a clinic somewhere, and they know her intimately because they plucked.
Charlotte's costumes are skimpy. There's a reason for this. She's got a great body. Is going to sound a little arrogant, but the thing that pleases me most about Metamorphosis is that it is an illusion that was done by all the great illusionists. And we did things that would have fooled Houdini, the man who invented it.
And she gets out of the box having changed her leotard. Well, how did they do that?
Well, God gave me this job, and I'm doing it as best I can. Well.
Ready? Yo! Hello! I'm dead!
Levitation is just, it's frightening. I mean, that scares me. I go, oh, when I see it.
He's into that spiritual stuff, man. That's serious, man. That's I seen a movie on it, man.
And they react like they've seen the impossible, and that's what's slightly frightening about it.
Can you see my feet? Don't move. Why?
I was very impressed very impressed. And the fact that he did it in the street, in a studio, anything could be set up in a studio. It's amazing. I mean, before we know, there's a bloke with a string up at the end. They just pick people who have got bad necks.
You want to see something that I find a little bit strange?
Sure. You don't find this strange? I do.
What I find strange is an ability. Stand close together in case I fall over.